how to turn a basic chord progression like this one into some arpeggio madness like that. Let's find out. Now, the basic concept we're going to use today are chord inversions and arpeggios. So let's start with a brief overview on what chord inversions are and how we are going to use them today. Chord inversion 101. Basically, if you take a triad, like literally a triad consisting of 3 notes, with in this case the notes A, C and E, I can find these 3 notes anywhere on the fretboard. And if I look for these notes in close position, usually I find different orders of them. For instance, here I have A, C, E. Here they repeat again, whereas this time it's C, E, A. Here they repeat again, E, A, C. And you might have noticed that it's basically the same chord rolling over the fretboard. And that's what we basically call an inversion. We have an inverted order of the same notes, the same chord, but a very different timbre and a different way the notes sound and are stacked on top of each other, therefore creating variation. And variation is the big trick here. So once we have found some inversions on our neck, we can start to arpeggiate them a bit. Well, all I have to do here is to just take 3 notes and play them as if they were a melody. Get a better sound. Here, for instance, or up here. And these two already were the basis of what I have been doing today in this example. I went up in A minor in the E shape, and slide it up to the D shape, to the minor in second inversion with the E at the bottom. Let's take a look at how we can use all of that stuff musically. I have my looper fired up in Reaper here, it's playtime. And let's take a listen to what I just played. Now this is the basic chord progression we were just working with before. It's just not even a progression, it's simply A minor into inversions, plays arpeggios. E shape, D shape. And what I will do now is to look for other places where A minor exists and build an arpeggio line from them. Simple as that. Let's go for these two. Because they're a bit higher, have a nicer contrast. Let's take a listen. For instance, or I can go the other way around. So basically I can double these all over the neck. And with that in place, let's take a listen and see what happens if we add some bass to the mix. This is a single triad you're listening to right now. So this concept already starts functioning within a single triad. But of course it's way more interesting if you add a bit more emotion to it. And now, let's see what happens if the bass starts playing a melody underneath and how we can react to that. Basically we have the notes A, F and D. So in theory that would be A minor, F major, D over maybe D major or D minor you can pick. In this case I went for the D major at the end. And of course I can find these anywhere on the neck. Let's quickly mute this guy, take a listen, what we can do if we really follow these chords. A, D. Still same chords. Or A, F, E. Alright, and now let's listen to everything in context here. We have the guitar following the bass. Let's add some drums. What I'm going to do is the same thing as before. I'm going to look for new places for chords. Let's maybe go and see what happens. And so on and so forth. Next up, I'm going to show you a quick effect tip that can make this sound even more powerful. Basically, what I'm going to do is to use delay. Not a revolutionary concept at all and whatsoever, but it really leans perfectly into what we are doing here, because we have chords spread out rhythmically, and these delays will spread the individual notes out even more rhythmically. And most importantly, the notes will mix a lot more, because now every note of the chord sounds at the same time, being theoretically the same as if you would strum the whole thing. Let's take a listen. Just listen what happens if I bring in the delay. This is what the delay sounds without any original signal, which is almost the same as it was before. But if you mix them both, suddenly you get these nice psychedelic three-dimensional chord structures. And with that in place, we can just go out and have some fun with this track.